and she needs to do an interview with a couple of students. If she asks you questions, would you want to be on camera and be interviewed about anything?
Can I do this?
Seriously? If you don't want to, you can go sit down. But I thought maybe, you know.
I can record the back of your head if you want me to. Ask the questions. Right now, I'm just
Alex,
focusing
you
on
can do this
her.
too. Do you want the interview? Alex is good. Yeah, the four of you. So I will move out of the way. So why
Should we go to like a quieter place? Yeah, can we go to that room?
Oh my god, you're recording it? Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not getting any of you just yet. Just her. Start this. It's recording. Okay, so I want to ask you guys, what do you think about homework? What grade are you in?
We're all seniors.
You're all seniors, so you've had quite a bit of years of homework doing.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you feel about homework? Have you found it effective over these last years in high school? Or you just found it as, like, getting in the way of life?
Yeah, I guess in the way.
Well, it's effective sometimes, but you know, like some teachers, they give out homework where like it doesn't help you. Like homework is only good if it helps you learn, not when it doesn't. When now it's just a waste of time.
What's a waste of time about it? Is it because it's not getting to the point of what you think you should be learning, or?
Yeah.
And it's very time consuming when you have other things to do.
Yeah.
Are you involved in extracurricular activities, all of you, or?
Yes.
Or even work.
Musicals.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, like anything after school like gets in the way. Because you have to like manage your time like wisely and like it's hard to do. So.
Or like if you have a job or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my research says that homework is to teach time management. Do you think by the time you're in 9th to 12th grade, you already learned time management from homework in middle school and, you know, elementary school?
I think it depends on the person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I managed my time more wisely in middle school than I do now.
Yeah.
Like, with homework.
Yeah, in middle school I would do my homework like as soon as I got home from school, and now it's like I feel like I can just put it off to the last minute. And
Yeah, like doing
get
the
it
class
done.
Or,
period
yeah,
before.
Yeah.
do it in a
Yeah.
study hall or before school.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see another question I can ask. English homework. Do you guys all have Borghese?
No.
No.
We just have it for yearbook.
Okay, just have it for your book. So, with the English homework that you get now, what does your teacher do with that? What do you do for English
It's usually
homework?
like assigned reading. And then,
Yeah, assigned reading or writing essays or writing
Essays on the
paragraphs.
You think you're tired of that? It's been a
Yeah.
couple of years
Yeah.
doing it.
Definitely.
Right. So, since you've been doing it for a while, and you said that homework is effective only if it's teaching you, has it taught you? Has this load
Well,
of
it's
reading
just, like,
taught you much?
repetitive stuff
Yeah.
that we've done before. It's just annoying.
Yeah, it just gets more annoying than it does actually
Yeah.
effective in teaching us.
Because then you're like, oh, I have to go home and read for like an hour.
Like, it was effective when we first started it
Mhm.
years ago, but
Does anyone enjoy reading? Or
It depends on the book.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
if you find a good book, it's okay, but then like,
usually
Yeah.
teachers choose the most boring books to give us.
Okay, so what would be your suggestion for a homework assignment if you had to read? Like,
Letting the kids go and pick their own book based on like what
Yeah,
genre they
based on
like.
their interests.
are you aware that it has to be allowed in the school for a certain type of book? So,
Yep.
so that they give you guidelines or a list of books that are okay. You know, not everyone is reading the same one. But how would that be effective in the lesson? How do you think that would affect the whole entire class if everybody is different in their homework
People
assignment?
Could, like, talk more to each other about what they like
Yeah.
instead of everybody talking about the same thing. People could like discuss their own different interests.
And like how their book applies to them.
Like, I don't know, learning more about other people, like what your friends are interested in, what people you don't know are interested in.
But now there's this Common Core. Have you heard of that? Common Core. I don't know much about it, but I'm gonna tell you what. As far as I know, the Common Core gives a lesson for the teacher to teach. Pretty much like what they have to stick to. It gives them guidelines. And say your book is about violence, and your book is about love, or something like that. So you have something like that. How would the teacher be able to fit that into a lesson on discipline? If you guys, are all different in your homework assignments? You don't have to answer that. You don't have to have the answer to that. It's just an idea.
Like for Friday reading, like we have books that we all choose and we write down like what happens in them, and like we do different techniques. We write down like analyzing, like making connections or whatever. So like it could be that, but like it's not really like a lesson. But.
Right. I mean, that's really what homework is. But it's outside of school, and it's teaching you to read. Not teaching you to read because you already know how to read, but read, differently. Like look at the story different, and then be able to come into class. So the teacher is able to hold a discussion with you guys. I mean, how can I put this? Okay, so the homework load is a little bit much because you have extracurricular activities, you're seniors, you're preparing for college, you have jobs, you want to have fun. Right now the weather is great and it's October. So what would you suggest to your teacher or to yourselves to do? Would you guys work on it in class?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, work on it in
working
class.
in class with a teacher there is more like.
And it helps you understand the book more because if
Yeah.
it gets confusing, then you could just like talk about it like a group discussion.
And everybody's on the same page.
Yeah.
Right.
And like not just English, but any other subject, like doing it with a teacher is a lot easier because if you're at home and you're just there doing homework, you're more likely to just look up answers instead of actually doing it.
Or if you're doing it like
Interesting.
during the day.
Because
before
if you're in
class.
school, you can't like pull out your phone and Google the answers to like your math homework or like random like social studies questions. But at home, if you don't feel like doing anything, you can.
So there's ways of getting around homework that, kind of makes it
Yeah.
pointless to give out, especially at
Or
home.
kids just don't do homework or
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
rush through it the 2 minutes before class.
Or just copy.
So it kind of
Yeah, or copy someone else's.
So,
it's the effectiveness of
Yeah.
homework.
Whereas in class, like you can't really copy or
Like you're
do
basically
it
like forced to
rush
do the
through.
work yourself. So
yeah,
Yeah.
and there's
Right.
someone there to help you with it.
yeah.
Okay. That's pretty good. That's pretty much what my research said is that. So what do you think about, are you familiar with the term social inequalities? Like homework can heighten social inequalities. An example on that would be like too much homework for a kid would make them sit in their room all day. Do that, not be involved with other students, not, be involved that way. Like the stress of homework would make a kid stress, pretty much. Like I don't know what to use. Are you stressed when you get your homework? Do you find yourself stressing out over it because it's not on time or?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, because like sometimes there's so much homework in all the classes that it all like adds up. And it's
Yeah.
Yeah, like teachers don't understand how much other teachers give out as homework.
Yeah.
And like sometimes it's just too much.
Right. So with the teachers not knowing what other teachers do you believe that they should collaborate together and, especially if they have the same students
Yeah.
all the time, they should collaborate and know how much the other teacher is giving the student so that way they're not loading too much on you guys?
Yeah.
Like in middle school, the teachers would talk to each other, and like you wouldn't probably have like more than 2 tests in a day because teachers would be like, "Oh, well, you have a test in science and math. I'm not going to give you an English test today too, because you're going to be studying for 3 tests. You're going to get everything confused."
Burnt out, right. I've found myself being like, okay, next week I have 3 midterms, and I only go to school Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And my midterms are on Wednesday. All 3 of them. And so I'm like, and I'm still getting homework. I'm in all literature classes. I'm still getting reading. So, I mean, there's nothing I can do about it being in college. But in high school, it's like they can help you guys. You guys already have down the time management. You guys already have down the skills. So now what is a different way they can be more effective in giving you homework, if it's effective at all anymore? Do you find it effective at all anymore, or do you just think like you don't want it anymore because you don't want it?
Just don't want it anymore.
Yeah.
It's kind of just at that point where you're just going to look up the
Like,
answers just to get it done to have something on your paper.
Hmm.
And a lot of teachers don't collect homework, so kids know, like, okay, like, they're not collecting it, like, I can write
Yeah.
anything down, they're just going to look at it. And
Yeah,
as long
they're
as
just,
there's
like,
something on my paper, like, I'm going to get a good grade.
Wow, that's an interesting point because So you're giving homework that you're not really looking at to understand where I'm at and learning this lesson that they're presenting to you.
Like
Okay.
they will say like, "Oh, I'm collecting this," so you like have to take your time, and if they don't, you just like do whatever.
Yeah. It's like, okay, like, I don't get this problem, I can just guess, and if I get it wrong, like, who cares?
Yeah, as long as I have my paper filled out, looks like I did it.
Okay. So have you guys done anything like that? Just a who cares type of homework assignment?
Yeah, plenty of times.
Has it been mostly in your English class, or has it been across the board?
It's been across the board.
Okay.
I feel like English teachers are the ones that collect the homework the most.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it is looking at your writing skills and, like, seeing if you're understanding what you're reading. But, like, math teachers, like, they'll just be like, okay, like, here's your assignment, and, you know, I'm just going to look at it, like, for completion. So if you have just, like, a page full of numbers and letters, it looks like you did homework. And it could just be any random thing that you wrote down on your paper.
Cool. I don't mean cool, but I'm just saying cool because this is cool. I don't know if you guys can tell, but being on this side of the camera, also, I'm kind of nervous because I don't know what to ask and how to, you know, I'm learning. It's a learning process for me, so bear with me. So I have about 12 minutes down this video, which is awesome because it helps. Okay, so my last question will be, once this year is over and you reflect back on your homework and you look at, if you were to look at your homework grade, would you be proud of it, or would you just be like, okay, I'm a senior, I'm graduating, so it's good either way it goes?
Yeah, it's
But
good.
either way, they tell us, like, colleges don't really look at your average your senior year, but the transcripts have to go in.
Alright, so I have enough from you guys. Thank you for your time and your honesty. Alright, peace.